So, common question people ask is how early is too early, or when to tap? To kind of break that down for you, a lot of pros and cons, mostly pros, to tapping early. So, for starters, by tapping early, you can get ahead of the season. You can make sure all of your leaks are fixed. If you're running on vacuum, you can get your trees tapped and run through your woods, fix your leaks, or fix any issues you got. Turn your vacuum on, and you can go through your woods and get most of the leaks, at least the squirrel chews. If you got something that's got ice in it or whatever, well, you have to wait till it warms up to get that done. But you get ahead of it. So when the season does come, you've already got, say, 18 or 20 inches of vacuum to start with instead of 5. So you get ahead of your leaks this way. Another pro is that if you're tapped early and you've got some of your leaks fixed already, you could catch an early run. I've heard of some guys up here in our neck of the woods in Somerset County, Maine, years ago, where they made a quarter of their crop in a 1 week in February. It just happened to be, it opened up, trees ran for a solid week, they made a quarter of their crop, and then they froze up for a couple more weeks and then opened back up again later in March, and they started making syrup again. So you could get a significant run. If nothing else, let's say you don't make a lot of syrup. I mean, I've had early runs where all we've done is we got to fire out the vacuum pumps and make sure they're working. We've had enough sap that we could run it through the reverse osmosis machine and make sure that was all working good as it's supposed to. And then we had enough that we were actually able to put it in the evaporator and boil it and basically sweeten the pans. And in all that, I managed to make sure all my critical systems were working. We got to clean out all our sap tanks, and which kind of need to do anyways, but it was just one of those, hey, we're ready, let's do it. So that's another pro for tapping early. The biggest con that I know of for tapping early is that your trees might dry up earlier in the season. So maybe if you got a 6-week season, maybe they'll dry up by week 5.5 or something. I don't know. I haven't really noticed any serious difference tapping early. I mean, right now it's early February. We've been tapping most of January, or half of January anyways, getting ready for our season. Depending if this weather holds out, our season might not come till end of February. So we got a good month yet. We still have quite a few trees to tap, but we haven't seen a significant drop in it. We're running check valve spouts, as you've seen in previous videos. That helps. If it gets, say, above freezing, especially if it's a sunny day, we will turn at least a small vacuum pump on and let it run all day long. And just to keep the sap away from the trees. Like you notice this one here, I tap below my lateral line. Here's a lateral, here's a tap. So having that little bit of vacuum just kind of keeps the sap away from the tap hole so it doesn't heal up too early. That's basically the biggest con is, can your trees dry up? And they can, but it depends on what your system is. If you're running on gravity system, like buckets or just tubing on gravity, well then yeah, you don't want to tap too early. But as far as when to tap, that is entirely dependent on your region. Where are you located in the country? What lost my train of thought. Tapping early. Oh, when to tap. So it depends on your region. Where are you located in the country? Talk to your when does your season normally start? If you're a first-time producer and you don't know when your season normally starts, go get a hold of, most states have got a local maple syrup association. Get a hold of them. They can tell you when the season normally starts, for the different parts of the state you're in. they can also get you in touch with other producers who they might be the next town over, and they can give you some pointers and tips when to tap. Another key thing for your tapping is how many trees are you tapping. You're tapping 100, 200 trees, no big deal. Wait till you see a good solid week of warm weather coming. You can get out there, you can tap all your trees in a day, you're done. If you're talking, you got a couple thousand trees, 4,000, 5,000, 20,000, well, then you're gonna wanna get out there, 2, 3, 4 weeks, a month or two ahead of time to get everything tapped. Like for us, we got somewhere around 7,000 taps, and so we need to start early. I know like some of the big guys up here, they started back in December. So they've already been tapping for a month and a half or more. Just because they have to. They've got 60,000, 100,000 taps. They have to start early if they're going to get everything tapped. And then, yeah, so like I said, your weather. If your weather looks like it's going to warm up like well above freezing, like say in the 40-degree range during the day, kind of cool like in the 20s at night, that's good sugaring weather right there. So if you're a small guy, get out and tap like the day before it's going to warm up. I always find that the trees drill easier with frozen wood. And that's where you're going to want a good tapping bit. I spend the money and I get them from, the maple syrup suppliers, or the maple equipment suppliers rather. And these things work great. Quick in and out, done. And you're good to go. So hopefully you guys all find this helpful. And looking forward to hearing how your season's gone this year, 2026. Catch you folks later. And if you like our content, please subscribe and like the channel, like the video, even drop a comment or two, even if it's just to say hi and what part of the country you're tapping trees in, and what kind of trees are you tapping? Are you out on the west coast tapping the big leaf maple? Are you tapping silver maple out in the Midwest? Are you tapping sugar maple up in the Northeast, or red maple anywhere in between, or black maple even? I heard they're pretty good. Or are you tapping walnut trees? I hear that syrup's pretty good as well. So we'd love to hear from you. So until next time, catch you guys later.